Hi, class. Welcome to week one of College 105 and the class as a whole. My name is Allie Charlton, and I'll be your instructor for the next 8 weeks for this course. We have emailed back and forth a good bit and announcements and all that. So hopefully everybody understands at this point this is a fully online course. We are not required to meet in person at any point. You'll be doing all of your coursework independently online with the help of some facilitation and some tools and resources within your course shell, including a textbook. So let's talk about College 105 a little bit and what it is and why you're taking it. So this class is designed to help you to be a successful student. So that means being a successful student as a person, as an individual, specifically at Central Carolina as well. But we're going to talk about a number of things. We're going to talk about college resources. We're going to talk about learning preferences, your personal and professional goals, budgeting, finances. Finances are a huge reason why students, may find themselves in a situation where they can't continue with their education. So we'll talk about that, time management, all kinds of things that will help you to be a successful student, and will also carry on with you certainly into your professional paths beyond the college here at CCTC. This is a required class for most programs. So if anything happens, if you opt to withdraw at any point during the semester, if you don't get started with us in these first few days, and I'll speak more on that in just a minute, or if you are for any reason unsuccessful in the class, you need to double check with your advisor, but there's an excellent chance that you will indeed need to re-register or re-attempt the course at some point. So please do keep that in mind. So let's talk attendance and what that means in an online course. So for an 8-week course, you are allowed 2 absences. On the third absence, you are subject to being what is called W-8 or withdrawn due to attendance. And in a fully online class, we don't meet in person, right? So instead, there are attendance designated assignments each week. And so out of all the assignments that are due in any given week, there are always 2 assignments specifically that are designated as attendance assignments. You can see which assignments those are on your course calendar in D2L or by looking at the attendance tab. And so, let's say that you're having a really hard week and you think that you can't complete all of the assignments. Know, of course, that you'll get a ding on your grade if you skip an assignment. Or if you end up needing to turn something in late or anything like that, then even though you may get a ding on your grade, if you can at least make sure that you complete the attendance assignments, then you'll protect your status, your enrollment status in the class. So that's how that works for online classes. Now, in terms of getting started in the class and being able to stay in the class, we've got a couple of things going on. The big one for fully online classes is something called ID verification. You will need to be able to use Respondus Lockdown browser, open up that quiz. It's going to ask you to see your face and then to see a photo ID so that we compare those things, prove that you are a real person and not a robot. And then after there, I do have to manually look at that and then open up the rest of the course to you. I think we're at about probably, if I had to guesstimate, about a 60% rate on doing that at this point, which is great. But please know that that does need to get done in time to be able to continue on with your week 1 assignments. And there are a few beyond that ID verification quiz. So please make sure that you are getting that done as soon as possible. Past that, I had mentioned this in my first email to you, but we're wanting to explore all the way through D2L. So if you click on content at the top of the page, over on the left-hand side, you're going to see a number of folders, bookmarks, tabs, whatever you want to call them. We're going to want to start here. Once that ID verification quiz is done, then you'll be able to continue all the way on and through week 1. Our textbook is fully online, and that is through McGraw-Hill Connect. So as long as you have subscribed to your Slingshot fees, then you are going to have access to that textbook, and you will find the link to connect to it. There's a link for every chapter that you're responsible for reading in each week. And so you can click on the first textbook link in week 1 to get that opened up and paired. Helpful hint, sometimes if you have a pop-up blocker in your browser, it may block it for you. So you would need to like allow that site or turn it off momentarily to figure that out. But then you do frequently also need to then refresh the page on top of it. Like if you just allow the site, usually you have to like refresh it and allow it to pop up again. If you have any problems with that, or if you opted out of Slingshot for any reason, please reach out to me as soon as possible so that I can let you know what you need to do to make sure that you have textbook access. So that is why we're doing College 105. That is how you are getting started this week with week 1. I will also say that you saw, hopefully, an announcement from our distance education department that there are some upgrades going on in some of our systems this weekend. So there were some instructions about separately setting up a D2L Brightspace password so that you can still access your classes even if you can't get into my CCTC. So please take a look at that announcement as well. Digging into week 1, we are going to be started with getting started again with just kind of exploring our course shell. You have a discussion board where you will be introducing yourselves to one another, getting started with your textbook. Our first big assignment this week is SMART goal setting. And SMART is an acronym: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. You'll learn a little bit more about what that acronym means, and then you're going to have an assignment of setting some SMART goals. So let's talk that through just a little bit. A lot of times students think that the goal needs to be an educational goal. It does not have to be. If you would like for it to be, it's certainly a good opportunity to do that. But it can be anything else. It can be maybe something about healthy living. Maybe it's something financial. Maybe it's, some other next major milestone in your life. Maybe it's something having to do with work if you are already in the workforce. All of those things are totally fine. The only thing that I am going to encourage you is that you are graded on the acronym, the SMART. So please make sure that you are picking a goal that you can speak to, the SMART, and you're going to get graded on how specific it is, how measurable it is, how attainable it is, how relevant it is, how timely it is. So if you had already taken a first stab at it and you're listening to this video and you're like, I'm not sure if I did that the first time, feel free to go back in and upload a second attempt, and I will look at whatever the most recent file was for that SMART goal setting worksheet. Past that, I promised you in my email, I try for these videos to not be longer than about 8 to 10 minutes so that you can fit it into your life, because you certainly have lots of things going on, which is the thing that I want to close with. So, instructors do not know that something is going on with a student unless you tell us. So please make sure that you are communicating with me if you have any questions, and some of you have already started with questions. I'm so grateful that you've done that and have opened that door of communication. Great job. Please let me know what challenges you may be experiencing. Do not suffer in silence. There is nothing I can do if I don't know. A lot of times students it appears that they've fallen off the face of the planet, and we think that a student has just, again, fallen off the face of the planet. We don't know that there may be something going on if you don't tell us. So please let me know over the course of the 8 weeks how I can assist, how I can best be of help to you and support to you through this course. Again, as like an online course facilitator, sometimes that may just be, helping with specific questions. If there's a concept that you're confused about or something that you're worried about or want some additional explanation on, we can absolutely do that. But please do not suffer in silence. Please let me know if there is something going on. That includes maybe attendance concerns. Again, those attendance assignments, technology concerns, anything at all. Please do not hesitate to let me know. So other than that, make sure that you are knocking out that ID verification quiz. If you do not participate in either the ID verification quiz and or beyond the ID verification quiz, if you do not do the week 1 attendance assignments, either one of them, then you will be removed from this course as having never attended. So that's really kind of two stopping points that you need to be watching for. One is the ID verification quiz. If you don't prove that you're a real human, you can't do anything, and you'll be removed from the course for having never attended. But even once you get through that ID verification quiz, make sure that you are looking at the course calendar, completing all of your assignments ideally, and certainly for the highest possible grade, but also paying careful attention to those attendance designated assignments so that you can be counted as present in week 1. Please email me with any questions that you may have. I am here to help, and I look forward to spending the next 8 weeks with you.